Hi, my lovely people, and welcome yet again to another series of interviews and podcasts I have made with very special people to bring you a quality and rich content that will support you on your journey of becoming a great, confident speaker in a foreign language. Enjoy! Hi, Rebecca. Hi. Welcome to my podcast. Yes.
Hi, Katja.
Hi. So, Rebecca, your story is really amazing. When we first met and we spoke about your personal and professional journey, I was really amazed. And we will, of course, share your story today with my listeners and viewers because you had so many very much challenges. Let's say you've been working in an industry which is really hard to work in, maybe even for women. Yes. And it's a hospitality industry, right? And you were not actually working in Slovenia, but you went straight from Slovenia abroad. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And you worked there.
Yes.
And now you came back, but you have so many. And besides that, language was also one of the things that was challenged, right? Because you told me you've never spoken for practice English before. And there was
Yes.
also German language, right? But
Yes.
I will leave that to later. Yes, we will go step by step. And so, Rebecca, let's start in the beginning. Yes. So, how did you get the idea that you want to work abroad, this industry, without knowing the language properly, right? The English was then the first language or the communication language for you.
Yes.
Tell
Yes.
us.
Yes. And it was always my challenge, actually.
Yes.
So from the high school already, one teacher told me, okay, you just don't have a talent for English. So, and I believe this. But then I went to Portorož and I studied hospitality, tourism, actually. And I always wanted to work in really luxury hotel, not just one hotel, really amazing 5-star hotels. And okay, in Slovenia, we have Kempinski. Now we have in Ljubljana, 2 of them, but that's 2009. That's actually how many years ago?
More than 10, definitely. 50
years ago, it was only Kempinski, that really high class hotel.
Yeah.
And then I met one of my friends, and she was already in Ireland, and she we went for a coffee, and she explained how amazing was in Ireland, and she showed me the hotel, and I was just immediately in love. Then I told myself, one day, if you want to work in hospitality, one way you need to learn English, because that's something you can work in that industry without knowing English language, at least. And second, why not? Just go and I will learn. It's
right.
Easy, actually.
Just go, yeah?
Yes. I didn't think a lot,
Okay.
It was just this, the moment that when I fall in love in this hotel, and I told myself, okay, why not? And I set an application, I get the job, and a couple of weeks later, I went to Ireland.
Wow. Now, let's stop just right there because it's a very, very important moment. Yeah. Important. Why? Because, I teach communication in English. I teach my clients how to be more confident in communication, because most of them, or 99% of them, say, I'm not good in English. I can't do this, right? So they stop with the language, although they speak very well. Their mindset around this is like, I cannot go there if I'm not perfect in English. But you went. So what made the difference? If you now look back, maybe it was your desire, because you said I fell in love with this hotel, right? Would you say that your desire was higher than any barrier, or what made this difference? That you just went, because most of the people will go, wow, like she went.
My desire was very, very high, and like I said, I didn't think a lot. I didn't know
so you
what
didn't
will
overthink,
happen.
right? Yeah.
No, I didn't know what will happen, how will be there. And maybe that's also important I get a job as Komiderang. This is the, you have position, and this is the really like najnižja.
The lowest. The lowest?
This is the lowest position in a restaurant, you know.
What does that mean? Low. Sorry to interrupt you.
I
What does
had
that
to.
mean?
I'm like commie, you know. I had waiters. I was there. They told me what I should do, and we served the breakfast and didn't actually really speak to the guests. Yes, okay. But when I went to Ireland, when I came to the airport in Kerry, one of the hotel driver picked me up, and then that was the first moment when I realized, oh, that's gonna be hard, because when he starts to talking with me and I hear that's not British English, that's Irish accent. And I was, oh my God, I have no idea what are you talking about.
Yeah. So, so how did you, because a lot of time this comes up as well, you know, like, okay, so you made the first step. So you made the first jump. Yeah. Okay. Maybe people would do that too. If they get convinced and they have this dream, right? I want to do this. But then when the first, let's say, issue or challenge appears in real life, most of the people would still pack bags and go back, but you stayed. So how did you overcome this challenge also in the future when you were learning the language, let's say, or the communication? Maybe, you know, because everything was new to you, right? Not only the language, but everything. So how did you solve this? I mean, probably you had to go through a lot of mindset shifts in yourself as well.
For that time, I read the book, The Secret. I don't know if you know it. Yeah.
I
was
do.
really a really good book. And, you know, after 2 weeks, I actually cried and I called my mom and I say, you know, I can't do this. I can't. It's too hard. And then she told me, you know, take another week or two and you will see it's gonna be better.
Right.
And then it was better. And then I went to the bookshop in Killarney and I bought really like romantic books, you know, with some, you know, you can't read English book like business book or something if you don't have English knowledge. So I took really the basic, like Danielle Steele or so, you know. Romance.
Yes.
And I started to reading loud. When I was alone, I went for a walk or something.
Yeah.
And I read loud. Because then I hear myself.
Wow.
And that's actually what really, really helped me.
Yeah. This is also one of the things, I tell my clients all the time, please be loud, read everything out loud, right? Because it does make a difference.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you are pointing this out. And I'm also very glad that you said I took, you know, like romantic books, because obviously this is also something very near to all of us, right? Like relationships, everyday issues, whatever. And we always need to start with something that's familiar. Like you say, business is maybe the next step, right? Perfect. So this is your transition going on, right? Right. Wow. So would you say that the hardest part for you in this job was language first, or was it also when you arrived there at the location everything like you imagined, or was there any, you know, like differences, or you said, wow, this is really different from what I expected?
No, actually it was like I expected. Ireland is really beautiful and I really enjoyed staying there, because I came back then for 2 more seasons, you know. It was really amazing and I spent a lot of time with myself. What I learned is, you know, to go for a coffee or lunch or dinner only by myself, you know. And that was before that in Slovenia. I didn't do this, you know. I couldn't imagine myself go for a coffee just me, you know, with myself. But in Ireland I went because when I had off day, the other colleagues worked, you know, they were worked and I didn't have any other choice. Either I will stay in my room or I will go in town, explore the city, the nature and everything. And Ireland is really, really beautiful. And all people there are so friendly, you know, and I feel like really I belong there. It was really, really good experience.
Super. So there was one cultural shock, let's say, which was you and Ireland, right? Together. And then there was another, right? Because you worked in the international, correct? In the international team.
Yes.
So tell us maybe just for a little bit like a preview or start, what were the nationalities you worked with, or what were the majority of nationalities you worked with?
Mostly they came from Germany,
Oh, okay.
or also Poland.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
Interesting.
most of them, my colleagues in service, they are from Germany. And yes, they are different, because I remember one day when we had with one colleague the same day off, and then we talk about to go to Killarney to have a coffee, and I imagine,
Yes, yes,
nice afternoon coffee, maybe
of
some
course.
piece of cake or something, and we would talk and everything. And then we came to Costa, and then she took, coffee to go. And first I thought, okay, maybe we will go in a park or something, And then after that, she told me, no, we will, we took a coffee. Now we will go back to the hotel. We can drink it on the way
Wow. No sitting, no sitting, no.
And I was okay, but yes, but that's that's waste of the time. Why we should sit here if
Waste
we
of
can
time.
drink a
Wow.
coffee on our way back home?
Interesting.
We are in that part. We are really different, because we go for a coffee. We have not only because of coffee, but because of the friendships, because of spend
Yes,
time with our
exactly,
friends.
exactly.
But they, no, not really.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Very, very interesting. We will continue with this just in a second, but I want to also ask you because you told us that you worked in this, you wanted always to work in luxurious hotels, right? Is there any difference between a luxurious or maybe let's say what is this one difference or maybe two differences that you see between a luxurious hotel and let's say a regular hotel, if I may say so,
Yeah.
because I remember I once heard somebody say that the only difference is in details.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if this resonates with you at all, but tell us a little bit. And what I also want to maybe ask you as well is to, is there any difference how you treat a guest, or like, is there any difference? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little?
For example, breakfast. You go for a breakfast in a regular hotel. There, most of the time, you take is self-service. You take food and everything by yourself. And in this luxury hotels, there are also some of the things that the guests are taking themselves. But you serve a coffee, you serve a tea, you serve eggs or something. There are some dishes that they are served, and they are not make 1 hour earlier for all guests, but they are made specially for them immediately. You know what I mean?
I see. Yes,
So
yes.
that way, yes, this is the different. And like details like, on the reception, when I worked in one leading hotel of the world, we have extra standard. There's the rules how many times you need to say guest name during the check-in.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
So they
Or
are so
during the
detailed.
check-out. He needs to realize that you remember his name. You show them where is the room, and on the way you show them the restaurant. You explain where is the wellness, everything. You do the rooming. We say it, rooming. Yes, and also in the room you explain where he finds something, where is the minibar, how can he reach us. So you give them all information, and then takes something, sometimes also 15 minutes, 20, that you walk, you speak with them, you have conversations with them. They can order the newspaper. There are a lot of so small things.
Small things.
Yeah.
Would you say that you want to keep them, let's say, very comfortable and like at home, because you say newspaper and then you make X as they want them,
Yeah.
as like saying their names? I feel this energy, like let's make them really comfortable and at home as well,
Yes.
away from home. Wow. This is so interesting that you say like there is a protocol, how many times you have to say the name.
Yeah, this is only one example. There are many pages. What else? Because a leading hotel of the world has also the tester, and you never know when the hotel tester is coming.
Wow, that's interesting.
And I don't know I don't remember anymore how many percent, but if you don't have less than 90% points or so, you can leave this title,
Wow, the hotel.
And just these standards are on the reception, are for doorman, for housekeeping, for restaurant, for kitchen, for all departments.
So every protocol. So this really like detailed, like we said before, nothing gets missed, right? It must not get missed. Wow. So we are already approaching now the behind the scenes, right? How the hotels are working and things like that.
Yeah.
And you said before, when we started, I started to work at the lowest rank, the lowest position in the hotel. How did you, so what was your, should I say goal? What did you want to reach? Or maybe what was your dream to become in this, system? Did you want to work at the reception or as the manager of the restaurant? What was your dream?
First was my goal was reception, and after that, a room division manager. And service was, I always knew I don't want to make career as a restaurant manager or, in that department, because it wasn't so my passion, but it was something what I was good in, And for the beginning, as commis de rang, for example, I didn't directly speak to the guests. So I had time to improve my language skills. And then on the end of first season, I already take an order and everything and speak to the guest. I was allowed to speak to the guest, after 3 months, I think. So it was
3 months.
Yes, end of the season, because first season in 2009, I was there only for 3 months. And then after that, I was the longer period. But yes. And that was like, something what I was so happy about it. I'm allowed to speak with guests and take an order and everything. And it was really amazing. And we weren't allowed to write it. So we need to remember everything what they order. So it wasn't so that easy, but it was a challenge, but I was so happy. Those are small steps. But I think when you have one goal, you need to enjoy all the way, all the small steps that you are doing, and the small wins. It's like something. Okay, you just take an order, but actually, I was so happy for that time, and yes, and that brings me then forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, this is another, let's say, moment where people would say, okay, now I have to speak, So I've been learning the language, I've been doing this and this, now I have to speak for real. And a lot of people would say, again, at this point, I'm packing my bags. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
But you say it was really, you felt proud. And I think this makes all the difference, right? So that you have to really want and really know what your goal is, what your calling is, and always keep it in front of your eyes, I would say, right? Feel it and enjoy the journey.
You need to find something what you are good at. So the way my energy and the way I build my relationships with the guests and those things make me different, and I was really focused on the small things. What can I do for the guest that I will make them happy? And then even if you say something wrong, even if there is one word that you pronounce
differently, right?
Or something like that, or you said something what's not really grammatically correct.
Correct,
it doesn't matter, because if you have a nice energy and you are welcoming and you love what you do and you are there for, you make their stay different, they don't see it. They don't realize they don't care if your grammar is correct or no. They just want to feel welcoming. If you give them this, then actually you win. No matter how are you.
Absolutely.
Okay, you need to understand everything what they're saying, and so, but the
energy, when you connect with them on a different level than just with words, right? You actually, like you say, find your voice, your passion, what you can do for them to make them more comfortable, like we said, more at home maybe. And I think everybody connects to that. It doesn't really matter where they are from, right? They really can connect with that. Wow. Very well. So if we again go like behind the scene a little bit, tell us about relationships, because you told us, okay, we had a lot of German people, Polish people, and were there any Slovene people also working in this particular hotel with you?
First year, the friend who told me for that hotel, she came also back. Yes, but we didn't work in a different restaurant. And when we were very rarely together, we had very rarely together off day, So yeah, I didn't spend so much time with her. But yes, otherwise, no, I was the only one. And the years later, also in Austria or in Switzerland, I was the only one.
So then you went to Austria. We will talk about this as well because it's a separate story and it was really interesting story as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about maybe, like I said, international teams. Is there any rivalry maybe between you because there were a clash of cultures maybe? Tell us a little bit, how was working with different cultures like? How is it? Is it always easy or not? Or how is it in the hospitality business?
It depends, why are you there? If you are there in one hotel just to earn the money and just for the sake of work, that's okay, I have job and that's it, then it's not, it's okay. But this type of hotel, when I worked, they were really, really good. And the colleagues there, we all want good reference for our CV. We all want higher position one day. It was, when you came to the hotel with Michelin star restaurant, everybody wants to work there because they want good experience. They want to learn something, and then they want a good, references for
future jobs.
Yes, exactly. And I realized this in one of the hotel, and then one day I asked myself, okay, where I want to be in the future, am I seeing myself as a restaurant manager or not? And the answer was no. So I want to go to the reception, and I'm here only to find the way how to make this happen. And that's why in this particular hotel with Michelin star restaurant, I choose breakfast, and because nobody wants to do the breakfast, because why? They have Michelin star restaurant, they want experience, they want to learn some new things. Why, breakfast is the least interesting.
Exactly, not interesting.
It's
exactly.
Okay, when I was off, they need to do it they did it, but with not such a passion. But I did it differently because I know if I want to work one day on the reception, the guests need to remember me. And I need, to be known for something. That's
very important.
Manager hear my name. It's this important. And that's why I make breakfast really so good. The hotel manager told me that nobody make breakfast so good as I did. I remember, the guests, most of them, the guests, they were a couple of times in the hotel. So I already know them, a lot of them. And then if somebody is staying 10 days and he order cappuccino for breakfast 2 times, the third time I don't ask him, do you want cappuccino or something? I just brought the cappuccino. I remembered what are the small details that they put every day on a table. What kind of jam they like it, what if they want butter or not, and the small things. And I already know where are they sitting, so I make everything ready for them. And when they came to the breakfast, everything's already here. That's so nice. That's so lovely, And they, start to talk about the breakfast. She's so nice. She's so good, And that was my ticket, actually, because the manager told me when I said, to her, I want go to the reception. Then she told me, okay, I will give you the opportunity. I will give you the opportunity, but only because the guests love you and you did this so well. So I get the chance. And then, It's just
Yeah,
happened.
wow. And you accomplished your dream. What I
Yes.
also heard behind this, and it's such a lovely example, is your strategic planning actually, and thinking about your every move actually. So you made a plan, you followed the steps, right? You didn't overthink it. You did think, but not overthink, and you just follow it, right?
Yes.
And like you say, you found your voice. You found your a bit like, okay, everybody else is in the restaurant, like looking, to build a career there. But I said, no, let's take this road, right? And how you did it, like very strategic, like people
Yeah.
will know me from that. So, it's good if you praise yourself, right? But it's even better if people praise you and then you actually, you know, come to the decision maker and he says, okay, or she says, good, now you're ready for the reception. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Even though it wasn't so easy all the time, because when you
Mm.
don't speak the language, people automatically assume you are less capable, and even if you are hardworking and everything, you do your job, but they think, okay, no, she's not that good, because
Oh.
it wasn't. And the hardest part actually wasn't that they didn't believe in me. It was that I started doubting myself, there was a time when I thought, okay, but I'm not so good. Okay, why I should go on the reception what if somebody calls and I wouldn't know what they want, or, that was in Switzerland, and that wasn't only German language, it was Swiss dialect, they
Again, you went
bit
to
differently. It's, but actually, that pushed me to learn how to express then myself without words, with,
wow.
with presence,
Yes.
energy, and
Yes.
yes. So that's also something, for example, what I bring into my work today, because many women I mentor, now they have something powerful inside them, but they still wonder if am I enough, And that's,
Exactly.
I think that's
Yeah.
a lot of time part of us. Am I enough? Am I
Exactly.
really so good that I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
should I really do this? And yes, then that's, how you learn it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But then in another way, I always ask myself, if not now, and when, I worked in hospitality actually 15 years altogether. And on the end of my career, I get my position, room division manager. But it took me really long because of the language. And I didn't learn only one language.
You learned exactly.
So that takes a lot of time. And you don't have then more time with thoughts. Should I do it or not? No, you just just have to take the risk and go and jump, and then happens what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Take action, right?
Yes.
So if we move now, so after Ireland, which was really a success story, what happened after Ireland? Did you then go, because you mentioned Switzerland now, yeah?
Yeah.
So you went to Switzerland, but again, there was something of a challenge, let's say.
Yes.
Again, you had to learn a new language, right?
Yes,
You
I
didn't know
told
German.
myself if that's with English was actually something so good, and I had so a good experience, and I learned so much. Why not try with German?
The same way.
Yeah,
but there was a very interesting twist in the story, right? You told me it was like, wow, this is really how did you manage to get the position in this lovely luxury hotel or resort in Switzerland?
yeah, okay. I'm not sure if you this with breakfast. That was with breakfast serving.
Yes, with breakfast was in Ireland, right?
No, that with breakfast. And how I came to reception position, that was in Switzerland.
Oh, okay. So
that was already in
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Okay.
But what is interesting is how I get the first job in Austria.
No, this is
because
okay. Austria.
Because I didn't speak German, almost nothing, And then one friend helped me with my CV, and I sent it, and around 2 hours later, I get the call. If I can come for a job interview in 3 hours.
Wow.
Okay. And then I called my sister and I told her, you have 3 hours to teach me how to make me ready for that job interview. So I went to her and I told her, the first questions will be definitely tell me something about yourself. So I learned this, and then I asked her to teach me. I make ready 5 questions for the hotel manager. And I really learned this. And on the job interview, she really asked me, tell me something about yourself. I say it, and then I start to question her.
Just to revise again for our listeners. So you went to a job interview, correct?
Yes.
And you actually learned how to present yourself. So you did the description in German, but then you learned the questions. So you could question her. So
yes, I work already in service. I know exactly what she will ask me.
Right.
So instead
Lovely.
Because if I should answer, she will realize that my German is really, really bad.
Right.
So instead of that, I choose, I said, either it will worked or not. So yes or no, I don't have any other options. And yes, I ask her everything and question her everything about this job, the position, how are the working times and everything what I should need to know. And then, I get the job.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So you were questioning your employer.
She didn't. She thought, I'm so excited that I have so many questions, and and then she realized after a couple of weeks, she heard me. She okay, but your German isn't that good as we thought.
Okay.
But that time I already take a course, and I was good in my job. The guests loved me, and I really did good job. So that was the reason that she say, okay, but you need to learn it.
Right.
That I stayed there, and she gave me the opportunity. But very soon I realized that I won't come very far there in that hotel. That was the only not 5-star hotel in my career, because there are a lot of colleagues from Slovenia, and I start to learn German incorrectly. So I did the next move, and I went to Wörthersee. That's the lake in Austria. And there I was the only one from Slovenia again. And then I really, really learned a lot. In 3 months there, I learned more than 1 year in in the first hotel. Only because I was the only one speaking my language, and I need to speak German all the time. Also in my free time, in my working time, all the times. That's something what is really, really important. Opportunity to speak your own language. Then you learn. And what I also realized is, if I think in my head, in my language, and then want to speak German,
translation,
I can't, because you can't translate so fast, and you can't. And the German and Slovene language, they are really different. So I start to think also in that language, where in German language in that case. I realized on one day on the reception where I start to count money in German.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Counting in German. That's good. Really good.
Yeah. Then that's the aha moment.
Yes.
So like integrating your German persona or avatar, right? It was so like already integrated in the whole picture, let's say, that you actually started to think, have also maybe even habits of Germans, like could also that be the case. But wow, that's what I also hear in your story, and I think also my viewers and listeners will hear, is your perseverance, right? That something inside you, like you already said in the beginning, I love the journey, right? I love the goal, I'm chasing it, but I love to run. I love the journey. And I think this is something that a lot of people then don't think that they are good enough. They are not fit enough, let's say, even to run, right? And this is something that you now, or let's say all the experience from this beautiful journey, now you take into your own business because you came back, correct? Started working on your own business. So let's talk a little bit about that. You did mention this before. You said women that come to you. So tell us a little bit about your business. So what you do now and how do you implement these experiences into your business?
Okay, maybe first, before I tell you what I'm doing, maybe why I'm doing this, what I'm doing today, because, it's now I'm teaching the brand, and before I worked in hospitality. They are
Right.
really kind so much two different business,
Yes.
two different careers. And, actually, I always had desire in the back of my mind. When I was, I don't know, 15, I watched Sex and the City. And I love Carrie, how she worked from her laptop. I always say, one day I will be like her and I will work from laptop and I will work from very, nice coffee shop. So not only from home, but, I didn't know what should I do? What can I do? So I just start with hospitality and then always thought, okay, one day, but I have no idea what that will be. And then in my last job, I worked closely with my boss. And while we had strong working relationship, we both carried our how I should say, emotional backpacks, yes, past experience, triggers, and so yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
there were moments when we simply couldn't hear each other. I couldn't grow in that environment anymore. And I need space, more freedom, and a place to fully express of who I was. And that time came again, this idea of, Rebecca, you always want to start your own business. Maybe now it's the time. So that's bring me to the work I'm doing today.
Wow.
It wasn't easy because I then one day I just quit my job, even if I didn't know will my business be successful or not, what exactly I will be doing. This is another, when you go out of your comfort zone. It was like first time Ireland, but I really, before I quit my job, I told myself, if that worked with Ireland and with Switzerland and with
Exactly.
it should work here as well.
Yes.
I started
Super.
to do some small job before when I still worked in that last job, but I realized, I'm not 100% in hospitality anymore. And I'm not 100% in my business. It can't work if you are a bit here and a bit there. So that's why I said, I need to go all in or it won't happen anything. Then I quit my job and I told myself, okay, I will give myself 1 year. 1 year, and then I will see I need to do when I need to figure out what I will do, what I will teach, what can I, how can I earn the money and everything. And after 1 year, yes, then I start connect all the pieces together. I start with teaching routines because I was good at, because everybody told me, yeah, how can you do so before when I worked in the last job, how can you do so, go so easily, bring your kids in the kindergarten and then you go to work. How can you do the routines with she was 2 years old at that time, my daughter. And I know, okay, that's something where I'm really good at. I had evening routines, morning routines, Sunday routines. I have, a really organized home, and the people always told me, "Oh, it's everything's so nice. How can you do this?" And I start to teaching this. So I see an opportunity in the things that people asked me. But then I realized, okay, that's still not something what I want to do. And when I start to build this business, I start to do the marketing, start to post things, start to, I know there was a couple of months when I post exactly each day, and I learned the strategy. I do the post that my mentors told me, post this and this. They give me ideas, but then I realized, okay, she gives us ideas to 200 people with different type of businesses, and that 20 post ideas can't work for all of us. We are different, and that's
Exactly.
part
Exactly.
learning and to trying things, and
Yes.
then I really enjoy that part. And people start to DM me with, your Instagram is so nice. How did you do this? How did you grow so? And they started to ask me questions. And here I saw the opportunity, Then one lady asked me if I can write a content for her. Okay, then I thought, okay, I will try. Maybe I find myself here. And so I built, actually, then I lived my momentum, my moment, and everything.
Super.
What I'm really passionate. And actually, this is what I'm working today has a lot of things from hospitality, because in my job, I built the vision. I make the offer for our guests. I remember me staying in the house they rented then later and try to feel how the guests will feel here in this house, what they need, what small details can we make ready to make them happy. When they open the door, they say,
Yes.
wow, how lovely, And this is also in the online business, the details.
Absolutely.
What will you do for
Yes.
your clients? It's not only the online program that you have, because, everybody has online program. A lot
Exactly.
of people teach the same things. But where are you different? We are, what can nobody copy is our energy, the small details.
Exactly.
How you make
Exactly.
on a Zoom call, for example, how they feel with you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Are you, and even though if like, that's also the same like in hospitality. When I say, okay, I was exhausted, I had a bad day, and you don't, you're not allowed to show this in front of the guest. It's also here, because when I have a client, when she paid me a mentorship and we have a Zoom call, she's not interested what happened 2 hours before to me, my life
Exactly.
apart and
Exactly. Yes.
falling apart and everything. She doesn't care. She will remember the feeling when with the energy, when we have our hour, how she felt. If that's what I told her, that's really helped her after our call. Does she know what she needs to do now? It's not just that I'm saying 100 things and I leave her then with 10 ideas, and then she doesn't know, okay, where should I start? What is my next
Exactly.
step? That's what happened to me a lot of times.
Yeah.
I get a coach, and then after that, okay,
What now, right?
someone
Yeah.
told me, you
Exactly.
need to write a content, and for emails after lunch, you should send 4 emails. Okay, I knew this, but I didn't know what to write in this email.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
had no clue if
There is no.
what I'm
Yeah.
writing is
Yeah.
correct or not. I needed to figure out all this by myself. And this is what I'm doing now, because I'm giving them really, really exact steps. And I'm asking them, do you know now what you need to write? If
Exactly.
not,
Exactly.
okay, we can do it together.
Absolutely. So you take the experience from, like you say, from hospitality, because I'm thinking like when you got the instruction and you had to carry them out, sometimes you might even have to improvise, and the feeling when you're left alone and you have to, like, what should I do? How do I do this? And it's so important that we give our clients the support and the opportunity, right, to actually now test what we were telling them, right? So I think this is a beautiful example what you're doing. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And the details, right? I guess from the hospitality that you put in again into your business, like you say, clients, I think, teach them how to observe even your clients. It's very important that you observe them. It's not about you as a coach, it's about them, right? And you observe them, you study them even in a way, right? As you did probably in the hospitality business. Awesome. Now tell me, maybe also if we go back, because you say that you try to, let's say, inspire, motivate your clients to be always in a top energy, if I may say so, when they speak with their own clients. How do you also teach them, or how, maybe if we go back to your example, when you were in this hospitality business, not only is this mentally challenging your the industry, hospitality industry, right? Because you always have to think, you always need to go into detail, observe people, remember a lot of things, which takes a lot of energy, but it's also physically very, very, hard business.
Yes.
So how did you manage to have this balance? How did you actually push through?
Yeah.
Did you have any, again, routines, or how did you do that?
Yes, routines are always in my life. I just didn't realize this until one day one lady told me, "Oh, you have such a perfect routine with your daughter." And I thought, what's routine? I don't have routine,
Right,
But
right.
then I started to think, and really, I make my days in my job really always special. I love coffee. I love drinking coffee, not because I need it, but because for me, it's some ritual. And in a job, I always had a moment. I came to the job at 7 a.m., for example. I did the really necessary work, what needs to be first done. And then I went to the restaurant, I made my coffee, I come back and I enjoy this coffee for 10 minutes. And then I slowly start my day and I was immediately happy at my place, even if I didn't like the job as much as I thought maybe, I made every day special with these small things. And it's the same. No, I lost myself.
It's the same in your business right
Yeah.
now.
It's the same, and what I start to doing is, you ask me what I do the balance in. Actually, already in Ireland, I went for walks, in the nature. I started to do this really a lot, almost every day before or after my work day, or when I was off. Then anyway, I went, I go by walk. I walked to the town. It was like 5 miles away from us. And I walked because I really enjoy this, and I listen some music or something, or yeah, now I'm listening podcast. And still, in the Switzerland, I lived in 1,700 meters high,
Ooh.
in in the
Right.
mountains. Yeah. And I really hiked a lot. Almost every day. Also in the winter time, because there was a lot of
Wow.
snow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But they have a really, really good ways in the snow as well. So it was amazing how beautiful it was. And this is what I'm doing now. First, when I start my business, I was all day at home and I felt exhausted and I was tired and everything. And then I remember, okay, what's make me keep going and everything in the past? That was hiking, walking. And now I'm going to Pohorje almost every day, at least 5-6 times per week. It's just one way. It's not, I don't go on the top, but I choose the way, and I make sure that it's at least 45 minutes walking. I came home, I took a shower, and I'm really, really another person. Today, for example, I start my day with hiking.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
That's something
I
that
find myself, because I'm not sport girl. I'm not for fitness. I'm not for workouts and everything. And everything what I started, just, after months and a half, I thought already I'm in. But then I told myself, okay, I would take 1 week break, and I never start again. But this hiking, is so one thing that I'm really enjoying, and I connect with one other habit. And this is listening podcasts, listening masterclasses, listening everything what is connected with business, because usually during the working day, I don't have this time for listening something. And when my daughter come and spend time afternoons with her and with my family, so I can't listen podcasts. And when the evening I'm tired, and even if I will listen something in my bed. After 10 minutes, I'm sleeping. That's why I connected two habits together. And if I thought, okay, I don't at 6 a.m. I'm not, I'm not in the way that I will wake up now and where I need to go. Then I remember the other habits, but make ready. Yesterday you found this podcast or you find this masterclass or something. You really want to listen this, and then I'm going. So
Perfect.
this is also like for build your habits and build your behavior and everything. It's
Awesome.
Connect one habit with something what you really really love, and
Yeah,
I love learning actually more than really hiking, honestly. But connected both habits together are the perfect for me.
Wow, this is so amazing. Because a lot of people would now say, and we'll go back to your business then in a couple of seconds, but a lot of people would say, she can do this because she's like that and that. A lot of people would find excuses, okay, excuses. Maybe their lifestyle is a little bit different. Tell me, Rebecca, if we maybe, I don't know, if you think about one or two things, why would you say you are more successful or that your story is a successful one? Yeah. That you actually ticked off a lot of your goals, and now you're ticking off another one, right? Why do you think you were successful? Because in this story, I see that you didn't really think a lot. You thought strategically, right? I did mention this before. Then you just went into action. Is action really very important? And do a lot of people struggle with this? What do you think?
Yes. And I just keep going, and I show up even if I'm not perfect. And, I had lunch when I launched my program and I didn't sell anything. It was zero sales. And I was not happy at the moment. It was really sad. I cried. But the next day, I told myself, okay, now I do the analyze and everything. And I just told myself what's working, what can you need to upgrade, and what are the things that you can do next time differently. And then I show up.
Wow.
And when I'm in mentorship, I'm showing up. I'm always there for coaching calls. I'm always asking questions, and not only asking the questions, I'm doing the work then after that.
Right. So you are committed to your goals, right? Because a lot of people then maybe they're, like, this is not working. Maybe I should quit, but it never crosses your mind exactly, right? That you should quit. You just adapt and move on. Yeah.
Until because sometimes are probably the goals too big, and my goal was also room division manager in the time in year 2009 when I was not able to speak German or English. That goal was impossible, for so many people. But then I took the small steps. What can I do now? Today.
Now,
okay,
right?
Service.
Today. Yes.
Do you think that I like be commis-de-rang?
Yeah.
That I help other waiters?
Right.
No.
Right.
I didn't like it. And how many times during my breaks, I went to the bathroom and I cried, and I was smiling again.
Yeah.
I just that,
exactly.
Up all the time. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
if you try and do something, right? And then you can always, okay, if it fails, okay, you tried, and then let's move on. What did we learn from that, and so on? Yeah, a lot of processes going on. Absolutely. I agree with you. Absolutely. So do you see this pattern of not being sure, of actually giving up, excuses in your clients? Tell us a little bit about. So what are the profiles or women or men who actually go into some kind of cooperation with you, if I may say so? Yeah. So that you mentor them. So can you tell us a little bit about your customers?
Actually, I have a woman in my world. They are mostly all action takers, really. Because one of my clients told me 2 weeks ago, Rebecca, if you want, message me and ask me, did I do this? Did you already go through your workbook? Will you have now masterclass? What will be next? What is your next step? I'm asking them all the time. Without this, I won't do anything. She just start her business. she never do the master classes. And then I told her, how can you practice this? It's like you do the free master classes. It's not something what I will tell all of my clients, you need to do a lot of free master classes. Not, but if she never do it, how can you learn it if she never ever do this before? So she started, and now she will do the fourth master class now. And the second was better than third. The third was much better than second. So I know that the fourth masterclass will be game changer for her.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
she can go, she can build really her business, because if you sell something and you have a feeling, I will sell a online program, but I never had a masterclass. I never had an online course before. How you will sell this? You will with the thoughts, okay, well, that's good. Someone will pay me for something that I never
Exactly.
did before,
Exactly. It's not really.
And yes, and we all started like this because you need to practice, you need to teach, and if you do the mistakes, nobody pay her. So, it's okay.
Yes.
And
yeah.
even if you have a masterclass or online program and you do mistake, it's not end of the world, because we are all human. You say, or if I had thoughts on the beginning, what if my client is asking me something that I don't know? Okay, I will be honest. I will tell, okay, good questions. I will have a look and I will come to you in 2 days and give you the answer.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because we are human, we can't know everything in the world, it happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So you help them basically to build their businesses, to build their brands
online.
Perfect. Perfect.
Brands.
Awesome.
And what is different compared with what others teaching is that I really work on the big vision, and then we make the steps. What will bring her to this vision? We go back. What is very important is that she know herself really deep. I need to know my why, my values, where I'm my unique edge, where I'm really good. Because I'm teaching how to build a business, and there are 10 other women in Slovenia that they are teaching the same almost. And what is the different how I'm teaching and what the others doing? My energy, my presence, my details, that's make me different. How will people feel in my space?
Absolutely.
So every woman needs to know this before she starts her business. The clarity is so important, because if you don't know for who is this, you need to know your ideal clients, like when she wake up, what she think, what's the first thought, what is the first thought in her mind.
Absolutely.
That you really know for who are you working, who are you serving, actually.
Absolutely. Who are you serving, and how to make breakfast with everybody else is in the restaurant business, right? Like you in your case. How to find your voice and how to find your edge, and where are you good at, right? You told me that before. Where are you good at? This is where we want to find you. And then, of course, we all serve, right? But with a different kind of approach. Absolutely. Now, tell me, Rebecca, where can listeners actually find you? So you are on Instagram, or you're on Facebook? Do you have your own website where they can find you?
Yes, I have an Instagram account. It's rebecca.maric, and the website is kariernamama.com.
Sweet.
Yes. Facebook, I also have a Facebook, but I'm not really using it. So most of the time I'm on Instagram. They can definitely find me.
I see.
And Karierna Mama, that mom is actually, that's the name, because when I start to teach what I'm teaching, I start with routines. And I was actually, I tried to help the woman with a career, how to, with routines, with goal settings and everything, night the balance between work and private life and everything. And somehow I was in one mentorship, and the mentor told me, you should be career mom. And I was like, no, I won't be one more mom and something, mom and something. It's
Right,
so much.
right. Yeah, there is a lot of moms. This is true,
Yeah.
but
But then, sometimes, somehow, I don't know why, once I tried, and then all of them, they were so, yeah, that name is brilliant. It's great. So I don't know if I feel this now, but yeah, we will see how it
mm,
will be in the
from the
future.
communication point of view, if I just maybe analyze a little bit with you,
Mhm.
like you have career and mom together, which are, like kind of so career we usually associate with something different and mom with something different. And
Yeah.
together they play very nicely because there are two words together, two worlds
Mhm.
together, and the energy that they give is really intriguing for all of us. When I saw your name, I was like, wow, I like the name. I mean, who is behind this? Because it's so unusual that it's already cute, the energy is sweet. Mom is a positive,
Mhm.
like positive energy, and career as well, and put together resonates really nicely. So this is my input through the
Thank
communication.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's lovely, 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 lovely. So tell us, so if you want to maybe, so if my followers or everyone who is watching, listening to our podcast, so they reach you through Instagram, and do you offer them maybe some kind of a evaluation at first? How does this procedure then go on? How do you actually make it, make a cooperation with these people, with them? So do you
Okay.
give them maybe like a free introductory meeting? How
Mhm.
do you
I
proceed?
have on Monday email that's like, it's called brand builder. It's something that they can find an inspiration for the whole week. So this is what I'm sending for free every Monday, and then
Wow.
I
See?
make something and for them. But this is like a present, so I will
Oh,
give you the
sweet.
link, and yeah, it's like
Yes.
freebie. So, and they can, you will share the link and they can.
Yes, I will definitely share the link so everyone who is watching or listening will get a freebie from you. So
Yes.
they can connect with you through that. And if they have any questions through the email account, as you
Mhm.
said, and through the Instagram page, everything will be on the links above or
Mhm.
below this video. So everyone who is interested in Rebecca's work and story can contact her definitely. So Rebecca, thank you a lot for your time. It was really lovely to interview you, and I hope to see you soon, to do maybe another interview, follow up, maybe we can even touch some other topics together. So I wish you a lovely, lovely day today. Yes.
Thank you, and have a lovely day yourself as well.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye.